is going on? What is going on? And welcome to another episode of Motivated to the Max. I am your boy, Daryl Tisdale. And, happy Friday to you all. Pray and hope that you all are doing great, doing well on today. Before we get started, I got to go over a few house rules first before we get started with anything up in here. All right. Rule number 1, we come in here hot, honest, open, and transparent. Excuse me. Rule number 2, we come in here lit, and that is living in thankfulness. I know, something quick, something simple. Nah, it's like how the way we really gonna be talking. We come in here living in thankfulness. And then rule number 3, be yourself. All right, it is okay to be yourself in here on today. And so yes, I wanted just to tell you guys, hello, how you doing, checking in and everything like that. Had some stuff that was going on that I had to take care of, with your boy and everything like that. And so before I get even more further into this, let me go ahead and start off with the 10-second count off. So this is anything that's trying to stop you, it's trying to hold you back from doing the things of what God wants for you to do. This is for where we had that 10-second detox, the 10-second count off, where we go ahead and get all that negative vibe and stuff out of our system, and then we go straight forward and be able to do the things of what God has called for us to do. And then after that, take your breather. All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we just cast that thing out in the sea of forgetfulness, and then then after that, take that breather. So pray and hope you guys are doing well. I'm not gonna be before you guys long today and everything like that. I wanted to come on in, do a pop-up. Thanks for the ones that has been checking in and make sure that everything was going all right with me. I just had some things that I had to take care of, and so that's why I'm motivated to the max. Haven't been on for a while. It'd be sometimes I'll try to get stuff going, and then all of a sudden everything it just fell apart. And so I said, you know what? I gotta start off fresh. I gotta start off this thing brand new, get this thing on and popping and everything like that. So then thank you all for the ones who've been checking in, reaching out to me, checking in and everything like that. I am doing fine. Like I said, just want, sometimes you just have to step away for a minute just to be able to get some things back together, get things back in perspective, and reestablish up some things before you can actually come back on and do on what you love to do. And so I thank you all for all the prayers and everything like that. Podcast, same thing with you guys. Cause every time I try to upload a file or whatever like that, it was just didn't go through. But you know what? But I finally got that stuff taken care of, and everything is up. It should be up and ready to go. So you might be seeing some of them clips and stuff I put in, but then that just didn't go all the way through. But if not, it's okay. We can always look. This is where we restart everything up again and get things on and popping. I wanted to come in with you guys on today is, and y'all know me, I always come up with something from where something done caught my eye, or, something for where, I might have been just looking at something, around home, or just maybe out and about doing my own thing or whatever like that. But I wanted to come to you guys with today, and, it'd be so funny sometimes. Don't get lost in translation. That's right. Do not get lost in the translation. I was watching the show, and then find out one of the shows that I was watching or like that, it was actually done in Japan. It was done in Japan and everything like that. So watching the show, and all of a sudden I was watching the comparisons and everything of the show. Just to watch. I said, wow, this is gonna be more crazier, or is this gonna be what's the difference gonna happen? If I watch this version of this show instead of watching the original version that I used to watch or whatever like that, or vice versa, and everything. And so I was watching the show. Everybody was doing, everybody in the show and everything was doing their own thing. Great morning. Everybody was doing their own thing and everything like that in the show. But it was something that I had noticed. And then one of the I was watching Power Rangers. I'm keeping it real. In like one of the episodes that I was watching, he was talking. One of the Rangers had to do a report, and he had to do a report about like how like with communication and everything. How how is it? Is it some difference, some similarities? Like what is the whole thing like with with the translation and everything like that? And so at first he was at this point, it was like, well, everybody doesn't understand. This is like everybody's like it's totally different because we all speak like different languages and everything, so they're not gonna so everybody's totally different. Everybody has a right to be different because everybody is speaking like a different language and everything like that. But then like his other teammates were trying to say, like, yo, don't judge like another culture, or don't judge like another nation and everything just because things may seem a little different to you than what it is. I said, because you never think about it, like it may be like the things of what we do here is like, man, it's like something totally different over there overseas and everything. And so they end up watching the show of themselves, like it was in like a Japanese version. And so they was all, so they was like, they were watching the show and everything like that, how some of the things, how the way it was going and everything like that. It was like, wow, they was like, wow, like we wasn't expecting anything like this. But so then what would happen was, it was showing them a little bit about themselves on how the way that it made some fun. Like the episode from what they were watching on the show is pretty much like what they was talking about like for today, for how like one person was coming in and like he was like this famous baseball player and everything like that. And so the issue was the person that came in to play baseball, he was looking for a chiropractor. He was looking for this great chiropractor in the world and everything like that. And so then he was like, yo, like I'm trying to find this chiropractor, and everything like that. So the chiropractor was like, man, you just want to come over here for me to fix you up and everything, so then you could be like money hungry because you're an American, because all Americans think about is money. And so like, no, I'm not going to do it because all you think about is money. That's all that you over here for. Like you just want to make all this money and everything like that. And so the baseball player was telling him, he was like, no, that's not true. He said, the fact of the matter is, he said, yo, I came to you because like, yo, I did tweak my back. He said, I did tweak my back and everything. He said, but the thing, like, I wanted to come to you because I wanted to go back and play the sport that I love to do. And so he's like, well, no, like, what, you just coming here just to make money? He said, like, and the guy was like, yo, I got plenty of money and everything. I just want to get back to the thing on what I love to do. I want to get back and play, and play the sport of baseball. I want to be able to get out there, and play, and play baseball. Because the fact of the matter, he said, like, yes, I'm making the money and everything. He said, but like my true purpose in playing baseball, because that was something that I love to do. He said, because I was doing it with my dad. My dad taught me the whole game of baseball. And he said, like, pretty much, I'm taking that tradition from what my dad had taught me, and I'm applying that to my own children. From where it's like, yo, I get to sit right here. Like, look, I'm teaching you this game of baseball for, this is what I love to do. But then you don't have to do this game just because I love this game. You have a choice on doing what you want to do. And so, so it was going on that. So then they had to understand, like, yo, it's like, well, maybe some people it's not always about the money and everything. Well, maybe some people it's about playing about playing the game and everything like that. I came to this, the reason why I'm talking about like don't get lost in translation and everything. Cause sometimes some of us will be at a point from where that we may hear like other people was calling out God like in a different different type of translation. So then some of us be like, man, like, what are they talking about? Well, they not talking about Jesus because they're not saying God, or they're not saying this right here and everything like that. But how many of you guys know that some people may be looking at us talking about like, whatever it is that you saying like that, like, we don't understand that in our country. But then at the same time, like, they're not judging you because like, that's how the way that they say God, or that's how the way that they praise and worship God. And so it's like, yo, don't get lost in the translation. Look, And it was something from what we had learned. It's something from what I've learned for like in 3,000 and everything. Like, yo, sometimes you got to be able to adjust to like different nations and everything to be able to go do the things of what God had called for you to do. Because it may be sometimes like some of the things of what God may have for you to do. Like, you may not be here in the United States. And you may have to go to Japan. And I'm praying, hoping somebody in Japan is watching this right now and say, yo, like, you know what? They actually gets us. Like, I need to bring him over here because he understands for what I'm going to. He knows for what I'm doing here. And so then it was like, yo, like we had to get to that point from where like we cannot be settled just on like, man, we cannot be settled just on like that one language. Technically, like even though we all speaking like different languages, but then real honesty and everything, keeping it hot with you, honest, open, and transparent. Technically, we're all speaking that one language because because everybody was willing to serve God. As I have one friend right now. His name is John, and he actually stays overseas right now. He's in Germany, and so me and him, we normally hit up like on Messenger or Facebook or whatever like that, or he'll drop me an email every now and then. And he was saying, and for what he was telling me, he was like, "Yo," he said, "it is something totally different it's some things that's totally different that is here in Germany than what it is back over the United States." And so he was telling me some of the things of what he was doing, and so I started laughing at what him saying. I said, "Yo," and some of the parts on what I knew and what he was doing, because I started laughing at him. I said, "Oh yeah, cool, cause yeah, that's what they do, like da 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 da." He said, "Well, how you doing?" I said, "Remember, I was overseas. I did go overseas one time." And so we was like talking, we were laughing, we were talking about some of the things from where, I was young when I went overseas. I was like, I was 16 when I went, I went to Germany, the Netherlands, and France. And, and I was learning something I was learning so many different things. And like with me, for some of the things from what I learned, even though they was playing like different music, even though they was like, like they had like different cultures and everything like that. Man, them people love to have fun just like we do. And so like and I'll never forget, like I was cause I went overseas like for, with the band, International Bands of America, with a marching band. And so, and it was kind of funny too, for where you had some of your students and everything from where they done came from, they done came from like a Dudley High School or Smith High School. Those are like some of like I'm not trying to be like some of like the black schools and everything that was here in Greensboro, North Carolina. Like your big high stepping school, high stepping school, dancing wild, dancing hit the flow and everything, And but then it was some people that I met overseas. It was some of them that was used to like regular, like they don't went like some of the people that I met at that time when I went in the band. Like some of them was getting ready to go to like the University of Georgia, Florida State, the University of North Carolina, Cal, Yale, and they were going they were going to all the different schools. But what made it so interesting was like we never got lost in the translation. Even though like we listened to different type of music and everything like that, we all understood that like, yo, we have a love for music. So we never lost that translation, right? And right. So it was like we never lost that spark of translation. So for whenever I was overseas and everything, one guy, oh my God, I remember his name was Matt, and my boy Matt was like this. He said, "Yo." He was like, "What state are you from?" And I told him, like North Carolina and everything like that. As soon as I said North Carolina, and then, you would expect him to be like, oh, like the Tar Heels or Duke, Wake Forest and everything like that. The first school that he mentioned was North Carolina A&T. He was like, yo, now A&T got like a great engineering program over there in Greensboro. And I was like, yeah, they know for engineering. And then he said, but I love the band over there too. And I was like, okay, cool. He said like, and then, he was kind of funny. He said, I'm white. You and I would expect many people like, oh, I like A&T. That's how the way Matt was. So Matt was like, yo, it's like, and then like also we started to clip. We started to be like real cool friends. And so then he was like, look, he was like, well, check this out. And what made it so funny, like, Matt was like the captain of the drum line when I was overseas. And so he was like, do you remember? So then, like, me and him was laughing and talking and everything like that. And so then we all started to like, we all started like to sit down, come together and everything. And he was like, look, he said, check this out. I know for how the way they want us to do this thing, because it was not his first year being there, because he had been there several years. He said, but sometimes it's okay to do something a little different for us to be able to get like a more, how do I say that? No, he said to get like a more impact, but to get people to actually to be able to come more together. And so at the talking with our directors and everything like that, he changed up like the whole, he changed like the whole like drum cadences, and he changed it up. He said, look, I'm about to change this thing up. He said, we're going to come together. Everybody's going to put in their 2 cents. Y'all excuse me. Everybody going to put in their 2 cents and everything like that. And then we're going to bring this thing together. And how the way that he put it, like he was kind of like putting some street into it, but then he was trying to be proper with it, because he said, okay, cool. He said, let me put it like this. He said, I know that some of you guys are used to playing, for like playing like the style on how like on University of Florida, Georgia, and and all these, and all these other schools right here. And he said, but I know that some of you guys over here, you guys are used to like North Carolina A&T, Winston-Salem State, like Grambling, FAMU. He said, but and he was naming the school by the people that was coming from them states. And he said, but like what I want to do, he said, because this is the international thing. He said, when I look at international, man, international, like, yo, like we're all coming from different parts of the world and everything like that, but we're bringing this thing together. And so he said, and then plus too, we also had some of the people that was like part of, that was from Germany and France and everything like that. And so he said, because now what's really going to get everybody's attention and everything like that. He said, because like even though like we have like different types of translation and stuff going on here, but guess like everything that one thing that everybody loves, music. So now we can take that part right there and we can put our own little twist and twine to it and everything like that. So then guess what? Everybody can enjoy what? The music. Or they can enjoy like the drum line. They can enjoy like the rest of the band. He said, because like you have like the marching band, and then we had like the concert band, and then we had the jazz band. Praise the Lord, I don't have to play in one band. They're like, you can't do all three. And I was like, whew, praise the Lord. But, he said, but like, then when you put in that own little twine to it, he said, but guess what? The translation we would not get lost in translation, because we made that translation into like that one setting. And so someone was like, what do you mean? He was like, everybody loves music. So like when we was overseas and everything, for like some of us, we was like, we were used to hearing like, like some Jay-Z, some DMX and everything like, and everything like that. But then like overseas, like they done heard Jay-Z, DMX, Beyonce and everything like that too. And the one thing what made it real funny for me from whenever that we was out and about in one of the marching band, like we played Beach Boys. Everybody loves her in the USA. But what made it so bad, everybody, cause we played at a FIFA game. It was like Spain versus France or whatever like that. We played at a FIFA game, but everybody in that stadium knew the Beach Boys. They knew it. They were like, and everybody was up in there singing. But then guess what? You heard every different translation that was going on in that stadium. And then all we could just do is like be at like whoa, like, and then when we're marching out from performing and everything like that, you're hearing the people like in the tunnel from where we had to march out to and everything. All you just kept on hearing to say, yes, Beach Boys, yes, the Beach Boys, yes, we love the Beach Boys, yes, you guys were, and then look, and everybody was saying, you guys were great, we love the Beach Boys. Because they understood, they understood that translation. And then that's how it is, like, for me, like, from on today. And then so, And so when I was overseas, they, some of them was actually speaking like some of the culture stuff on what they did. So then, like some of us would try to be so arrogant and not want to learn different cultures and everything. We'll be like, well, my thing, but I believe in my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and everything like that. And so then you had some of them that was like, yeah, like we know about, like you had some of them like, yeah, we know about God, we know about Jesus. So don't think just because we speak a different language doesn't mean that we don't know about God. And so I was like, whoa, okay. So I was like, oh. And then I was just that one of them friends, and I'm like, look, just sit down. Just sit down. Just sit. Shh, sit down. You're embarrassing yourself. Just sit down. Okay, we get it. Just sit down. They done played you. Sit down. And so, but then we was like, wow. It don't make so funny just by me watching like an old TV show. I was watching like the Japanese version and then like the English version of it. And it made me went back from when I was overseas. From where it was like, man, was like, some of us would be like, some of us would be like that we're the only one that some people think like their nation is like the only one that can get access to Christ. But from where that everybody, the entire world, can have access to Christ. And so that's why we can't get lost in the translation. And then everybody, if you think about it, and if you think about everything, really the translation is really you can't really get you really cannot get lost in translation if we're all sitting right there worshiping God together. Or we giving honor, or we giving praise to God together. It may be like different language. Like it may be like in French, it may be in Spanish, it may be in Swahili or anything like that. But the one important thing is that they all know, like, yo, we're serving one God. That we serve one God. Yes, we have some of the ones like, like they serve, it's like they so with Buddha and everything like that. But those ones were like, I know about Jesus. I know about God. And to actually hear, them talk, about talking about God in their native language, like it intrigues me so much because I'm like, I be like in awe. Like I'm be on the bus sometimes. I be on like the bus sometimes, and then when I'm getting transferred, and I thank God for some of like the drivers that I get when I have to do like them long rides and everything, because we'll have a conversation. Like he'll talk English as much as he can, but then he start talking in his native language and everything, and so then I'll be like. So then I'm asking questions like, okay, what does such and such mean? Or like, what does that mean? And then he was like, oh, well, that means this right here. He said to you guys will probably say, like, to you guys might say like pants or something, but then we say this right here that also means like for your pants. Don't get lost in translation. Just because you don't understand what it is doesn't mean that they're not talking about the same thing. So I was like, yo, okay, and everything like that. And so like today, don't get lost in translation. Just like, when we have like our leaders and pastors, like you really know that they're digging into that translation for where we can all have an understanding on what God is really saying to us, because like then they're looking at the definition they're looking at on how to say the word in Hebrew, or they're looking up saying right here on what this says over here in Google and everything like that. But then it's always like the communication is always trying to keep us together so we can all be linked up with God. So don't get lost in your translation. It may sound funny, you may not understand it, but don't get lost in the translation. Don't sit right there because like they may do something different to serve God, to worship and to praise God. don't get lost. Look, don't get lost in the translation because, like, look, they doing the same thing for what we're doing. Like, yo, they're worshiping God, you worshiping God. So then, guess what? You're never gonna be lost in that translation. So it's like, whoa, okay. So just like it was just a fact of some of the stuff from where our leaders have been playing like music from like different countries. But then guess what though? Even though we may not fully understand what they're saying, but then if you really saying that you in with God and everything, that spirit will be like, they're worshiping God, they're giving honor to the Lord. But God, look, we're lifting God up today. I never forget, like, my wife was watching something on YouTube, and then she kept on playing it, and then look, I was nowhere in the room to actually see the words on what they were saying. So then, like, we was listening to it, we listened to the word, like, we listened to the song, listen how the way that she was speaking, listen how the way that, it was being delivered, and everything like that. I know for me off gate, I knew that it was dealing with worship. And so then when I finally came in, when I could be able to see on the TV on what was talked about and everything like that, I was like, oh my Lord. Like, she's right here talking about, she's right here talking about the oil. I can't remember that the song that my wife had put, the song on what it was that my wife was listening to. But all I know that, she was talking about the oil. And I was like, wow, like, so then, they were saying certain words and everything like that. So then, you have like the translator like on the screen and everything said, oh, well, this is what they're saying and everything like that. It even got to the point for where I was like, you know what? I don't even want to see what the translation is or well like that. Yo, this lady is talking about the oil. She's talking about like, yo, let your oil pour out. And I was like, whoa, hold up. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. But then it was like, even though it was in a different language, man, I hear you, Lord. Even though some things may be in a different language, you're still going to get the same effect. So that person may be like, hey, I'm lifting up my hands, and she may be talking in whatever language that it is, but then guess what? You're going to get it's going to be the same effect because why? They're not trying to get lost in the translation. They're not trying to be lost in the translation. They're just trying to stay in the presence of God. So I was like, whoo, man. And then like I said, it was something that I was watching, and then I ain't gonna front. I'm being honest, open and transparent. Truly hot what you got. It was at a point like, yo, I was like really unsure if I wanted to talk about this thing here on Motivated to the Max. Because I was like, man, people may not understand. People gonna be like, what in the world he's talking about, or well like that. I was really battling with this thing. Like, man, should I really talk about this thing? And I guess that's why some of my files and stuff got corrupted and everything, because I kept avoiding on talking about this right here. Then all of a sudden, like, my files and stuff didn't go right. So I guess like, well, Lord, I guess that's what you wanted me to do. And so I was like, man. It's like the more and more I thought about it, like it took me back from whenever I went overseas. And so I was like, man. And then and it was something like that was so interesting. It was so interesting to me and everything like that. It was from where we actually witnessed a wedding in France. I witnessed a wedding in France. So we were performing, but then all of a sudden, like, the wedding was outside. And so, like, we was marching and everything. And so then, like, they told us to start marching because, like, where we was coming up was like, we was coming up to the wedding. And so, like, we got to, we stopped marching, and, then we was there, like, to sit down and rest and everything. So most of us sat there and we watched the wedding, because the wedding was actually, like, outside of the church. They did, like, the whole ceremony, like, outside. So we were watching the wedding and everything like that. And, you know, you have some people like, oh my God, that was so cute. That was so beautiful. Cause and so look, the thing was like, they was like, oh, they were so cute, they get married. But they made them like, oh my God, they decided to do this thing outside. And it looked so beautiful and lovely and everything like that. But then what the main thing that really interests me from the wedding and everything, once the pastor once the pastor's there saying that, now perhaps, their husband and wife and everything, because he was doing it in their language, then he was like, oh, well, he said, well, let me tell the people out here, let me tell them in English so they can understand what I was saying. He said that, now that they can kiss the bride because now they're married and everything like that. But the people that was getting married, they was like, that's why we wanted the wedding outside, because some people may want to have a true understanding for what it is when you're gonna be standing right here side by side to the person that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. And so then, cause sometimes they're like, yo, that's why we had this type of one for where we can be outside and people can be like, oh my God, that's beautiful. Well, he said they were like this. We wasn't doing this for the scene and everything. He said we were doing it because because they were like this. We didn't have many friends, so for us to be inside of the church and everything was pointless. So guess what? They had it outside the church. So we gonna have this thing outside. So then, they have it outside, they were like, hey, they had something that, hey, if you want cake and everything, you can come get some cake. Because they were like, look, because we don't want to take this cake home. Because where we about to go, we ain't going to be thinking about no cake. We're going to be gone. And so, they going out and everything. So then, the bands we broke apart. We were supposed to like go shopping and everything like that. So then, we was out taking pictures. And, we was out taking pictures and everything like that. So then I was taking a picture. I was taking a picture and it was like for where you could like see the church and everything like that. Man, I wish I could find that picture. And so before I was able to my friend could be able to take the picture, the bride was like, hold up, wait. Don't take the picture yet. So we were thinking that we was in the way from where they didn't want us to take no pictures of the church or whatever like that. The funniest thing was she said, I wanted to be cause then she came up, she like, you guys are from the United States, right? And we was like, yes, ma'am. We had on our sweatpants or whatever like that. We were like, yes, ma'am, and everything like that. We was like, congratulations and everything like that. She said she said, can I be in the picture with you? And I was like, okay, sure, no problem. So then, she came in, and me and her, we took the picture. So then, all of a sudden, her husband comes. Her husband like, wait a minute, how y'all gonna take a picture without me? Oh well, he was like, how y'all gonna take a picture without me? So then, they came and take the picture and everything. And so then, his wife had explained to me. She said, I wanted to take the picture with you. She said, because whenever that you go back home, when you go back to the States and everything like that, just for you to know that you have a friend that lives in France. We're no different than one another. She said, I like American food, you like American food. I like being here in France, you like being here in France. She said, it is nothing different between us. She said, I just want you to know that you have a great friend that lives here in France. She was letting me know, even though we're from different areas of the world and everything like that, we're just the same. She like to have fun, I like to have fun. She like to celebrate and everything, I like to celebrate and have fun. So she was like, there's nothing different between. She said, so don't get lost in the translations. She said, and then what made it so fun, so then I got back home from overseas. Because I was overseas for a month and a half. I was overseas. So I got back home, school and stuff done started back up and everything like that. So the person who took the pictures and stuff for me, she sent me the pictures. She sent me all my pictures and everything because she had the camera. It was free development. I ain't going for it. It was free. I ain't got to pay for it. Hallelujah. So then, it was free developments and everything like that. when she sent me the picture, and so in the letter from what she sent me, she said, hey, I had to send you these pictures and everything, because I had your camera and everything like that. She said, but I marked this one for a reason. And so then she marked the picture for, I was in the middle with, with the husband and wife, in the middle between the husband and the wife. And so the people that was in the office from where the people I had traveled with and everything, they were saying, they were like, you know what? Seeing this right here has made us appreciate the job and what we were doing. From where we're international bands of America, but the reason why we do this and everything like that, from whenever that the nations can come together. And this right here was symbolizing saying, yo, the nations are willing to come together if they have to be willing to come together. And so then what made it so funny, like, the married people that got hold to the people that I was up under and everything, she wrote them a letter. And she said, look, I'm writing you this letter. She said, we're the ones that had got married, and we would take a picture with all your people that was in the band and everything like that. She said, but yo, I need you to get a message to the one that we took a picture with that was in the middle of us. And she said, I need you to get a message to Daryl. Because she said, Daryl? It's how what she said my name. I said, and then first I was like, man, just call me D. Then you ain't got to worry about it. She said, no, because I want to get it right. Daryl. I said, yes, ma'am. And so then she said, I need you to get a message to him. Tell him, tell my buddy, tell my friend that, and give him our address and everything like that. Tell my friend, like, don't be afraid to write. Don't be afraid to, like, to leave us a message or anything like that. Yo, like, if we had to be like, look, we'll be a phone call away. And so this by getting that message from, like, my people that was up, that I traveled with and everything like that. They sent the message to me and they said, yo, we had to get this message to you. Like, they called me. I was like, why are they calling me? They called. They say, look, they was like, so it was like the lady name was Claudia. And the husband was like Benjamin. The husband was Benjamin. So Claudia and Benjamin was like, dude, yeah, we just wanted you to get that message. Like, yo, check this out. You got friends that is here. Don't ever forget that. They said, don't forget that you got friends here. She said, but in that same, like, and then like, what really touched my heart, and I wish I did not lose that letter and everything, but it touched my heart. From where they said at the end of the letter, they said like, they were saying like, this is like, but they were like, we don't know on what you believe in, but we truly believe that you trust and you believe in God. That we're trusting and believing in God, that God's gonna take care of you while you in the United States, and we're trusting and believing that our marriage is gonna keep on flourishing while we're living here in France. So thank you for allowing us to be able to take that picture with you, because you think so. Like, most of our family was not there at the wedding because like some of the people that we associated with, our family didn't like for us to hang out with. And pretty much they were talking about the skin color. And so they were like, so whenever we took that picture, and then, and our parents saw us take the picture with you and everything like that, they're like, yeah, our parents were feared. They're like, well, why you take that picture? Why you take that picture with that, with that person or well like that? They said, just to let you know, because there's nothing different between any of us. She said, because like they love to have fun, we love to have fun. They love to eat, we love to eat. They love to do this, hey, they love to do this. He said, there's nothing different between us. The only thing different is between like probably like with attitudes and how the way that we may act from time to time. But they're people just like us. They hurt. They have feelings. Some days they're happy. Some days they're probably mad. And it's gonna be some days they just don't feel like dealing with nobody. They're probably gonna say, man, forget you. But then guess what? They're still people. So she was saying, look, don't get lost in the translation. Don't get caught up just because we over here and they over there. For me, so much, she was like, look, don't let people get it twisted with you. And just like today, yo, don't let people get it twisted with you. If you serve God by waving flags, then you serve God by waving them flags. If you have that worship experience with God for where you have to lift up your hands and be in do not disturb with your phone and be able to have like your one-on-one with God, have your one-on-one with God. Don't let the translation stuff jack you up for doing for what God needs for you to do. Just like with me, I don't know all like the great big words and everything to be like to have all these great big words and everything like that. But I know how to say, God, I love you. God, I thank you. Hallelujah. God, you're worthy to be praised. God, I thank you for what you're doing right now. Hallelujah. Don't get lost in the translation. Man, from where we get lost in translation, we'll miss what God has for us right then and there. Just because we're trying to get a full understanding, like, sometimes we all be like, come on, let's go ahead and be on. Sometimes we all want to be nosy sometimes, like, I wonder what they doing over there. I just wonder what they do. Like, what are they doing? Like, what? I mean, are they sitting right there? They're praising the Lord? Are they talking junk? Are they doing this? Or they doing that? Man, sometimes you just got to go over there and go find out for yourself. So then you won't get lost in the translation, because sometimes, man, whatever the difference that person may be doing to serve God, they might be, that will probably be able to help you to get to where you need to get to. You never know until you find out for yourself. But look, that is it for me on today. I pray and hope that this guys help you out. I tell you, man, I was really biting my tongue on doing this. I really was. And so, on talking about, lost in translation. And so, and I actually would like to touch base with you guys. Cause like I said, I had some stuff that was going on this whole past week. I had to do like some soul searching. I ain't gonna front. I had to do some soul searching for me and everything. So, and you guys can tell me, just in the chats and comments and everything like that. Will you guys rather prefer the 5 days a week, or would you guys rather have me do like 3 days a week? I mean, you guys tell me. I mean, because what I said, I had to get Daryl together. Now Daryl is good for where if you guys say, hey, we love the 5 days a week, push for it, and then you say, hey, bro, let's do 3 days. Hey, we're cool with that too. You guys let me know, because I want to be, I want to be able to do what thus says the Lord, and to be able to, man, how can I make? I don't want to say like make myself available. I mean, I guess that's kind of like what it is. Like make myself available. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do the things from what God has called for me to do. For like motivated to the max and everything. Man, this is my small testimony moment right here, from where it was moments from where I wanted to give up. And then I feel you, bro. When you said like, yo, stay humble always and pray. Look, that's what I really had to do. I had to be prayed up. And then I had to get to the point from where, man, I had to be at the point like, yo, I had to take some pride. I got to take pride out of things. From where that you think that you know it all, but then you really honestly don't know nothing. From where that you have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to be teachable. To be like retaught and everything. Is this, yeah, bro, just been going through some things. But it wasn't going through in a bad way. It was going through in a good way, because I had to, man, just like a Bible plan. I just finished reading with my Men Moving Mountain thing. Look, the process had to happen for me to be in position from where God wanted me to be at. Anybody else don't take nothing else from this. Look, that process had to happen for you to be in the position where you're in right now. Because you can't, man. Because you have to be able to go through that process to be in that position. So then whenever that you hit that position, you'll be able to go to the next process to be able to hit the next position. I know there's like a bunch of tongue tie and everything, but you will catch it. But yeah. But that is it. Man, just put in the comments on that. I will be back on Monday. Right. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do, bro. Yeah, we have to stay prayed up and always humble to keep our lifestyle positive every day. Trust and believe. I understand that completely. Podcast world, you guys will be still like that that Monday through Friday. It may not be lengthy episodes on some of them days, like on Tuesday and Thursday. It might just be like a quick motivate of the day. I'm talking to my recording stuff. It may be just like a quick motivation to like for the day. And so that will be going on for like Monday through Friday. But for this right here, the live, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and everything, if you guys still want me to do like the 5 days a week, but then just do like a quick motivated like Tuesday, Thursday, come in and then do like the full length episode on Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Cool. Put that in, drop it in. It's like drop it in my inbox or whatever. Either way, it's fine. And then then like let me know. I know, like, when me and my wife talking, I said, man, I might have to take a break, till like just, a break there, like to get some things together and everything like that. But you know what, like my break, the break from what I had to take that break to get Daryl together to be able to continue on doing this Motivated to the Max. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't want to do Motivated to the Max and then I'm in mess. If I, my stuff ain't together, it's gonna be there. I'm not in together, so it's gonna be there. I'm gonna be on here talking to myself. Okay, let's go ahead and keep this thing hot. Let's go ahead and keep it honest, open, and transparent. It's going to be times I come here, I'm going to be talking about me. Trust me, every day I talk about me. But when I say I'm talking about me, I'm talking about me. So there's going to be some day like, it may not be no people come on and watch the live. It may be people like, man, what are you talking about? Look, if you don't understand look, I'm talking to me. So then I could be able to do it right here on the camera and everything. But with that being said, I love you all. I will talk to you guys I will see you guys on tomorrow morning. Kicking it with Team Tisdale is coming back, we're coming back hard. Like the whole month of February has just been busy. This has been like busy. So we're finally be able to get back to doing Kicking It with Team Tisdale live and everything. So that will be coming this Saturday. That is starting at between like 9:30 and 9:45. I want to say 9:45. Well, now I actually want to say like 9:30. Because like we have like another engagement, we have like another live that we have to work on around like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And then we have to be done with that, and then we have to move on and get ready to have to do some other things for what we have going on that Saturday afternoon. And then your boy gotta get ready for this Duke and Carolina game on Saturday around 6 o'clock or so. That'll be Coach K, Coach K. I ain't gonna mess up his name because I can't even say it. I get tongue-tied a lot. But it'll be Coach K's final home game at Duke University. So I definitely want to watch that game. Because those of you all know I am a Duke fan, and I just wanted to just watch that game for that last moment and everything. But other than that, we're gonna be kicking it with you guys tomorrow morning, kicking it with Team Tisdale, between 9:30 and 9:45. And just be looking at some other big things from Team Tisdale. If you see right here on the bottom screen, that is going through like a little ticket right here, support Motivated to the Max, like the big movement that is still going on. That's kind of like if you want to do like sponsorship, we do have a link for that. I will pull that link up later on today. But if you just wanted to hit like the Cash App for Motivated to the Max, that'd be able to help for for me to be able to get stuff for like the mics. Because I'm working on getting mics right now. Just to make the podcast way better and doing everything, and then like also help for me to like get like some software that I need so I could do like editing and stuff a whole lot better and everything. So hey, support Motivated to the Max. There with the Cash App, send it to the Cash App and everything, and I'll be ready to rock. We ready to get some big things popping on here. All right then, but you guys be blessed. I will talk to you guys on tomorrow, and then Motivated to Max, I will talk to you guys on Monday at 9 a.m. Peace out. Love you all. Bye-bye.